There is one card that will only get stronger and stronger the more sets of cards are released in Pokémon TCG Pocket, and the best thing about it is that this card could theoretically easily be integrated into every deck. That card is Psyduck, standing in at 60 HP and a single colourless energy for Headache that deals 10 damage. You might be quick to underestimate this card for now, and you'd be right in thinking so, but the ability to cancel the opponent's usage of supporter cards will severely slow down most decks. Whether it's Starmie EX decks, Blaine Fire decks, or sustain cards like Erica, Psyduck can continuously shut them down each turn whilst you continue to build up your backline momentum with Nidoqueen, Charizard, or Mewtwo. Something that is only otherwise seen in Stage 2 evolution cards like Gengar EX. As of right now, Psyduck isn't overtly powerful unless chained with such a card like Gengar, and doesn't offer that guaranteed shutdown of an opponent, whereas Meowth can provide guaranteed momentum by drawing that additional card every turn. But as more supporter cards are released and become mandatory like Professor's Research over trainer cards like Red Card or Handscope, Psyduck will continue to grow in power, so get practicing. So, I wanted to show an example of how Psyduck can work in a deck such as Mewtwo EX, which I showed how Meowth could work in that deck. So instead, we're going to be using Psyduck. And so far, so not so good, because we've got Ralts as our only basic Pokemon at play. And it looks like we're going against a Starmie EX deck this time around. So, they haven't got any other basic cards on the backbench right now, which is good, but this will be a good example because we can cancel out that Misty that is just so strong in these decks. So we've got two Pokeballs, there's our Psyduck, and we've got an X-Speed, so we're just going to swap these out and get Psyduck to work. What do we got in the Pokeball? Another Ralts, so not super useful there. So we'll drop down the Psyduck, we're going to use the X-Speed, we're going to swap them over, and we're going to go straight into a Headache. Because I'm assuming this player is thinking that they can just use a Misty on this Starmie and then just start dealing out 90 damage on their first turn, which would be just disastrous, you know. Yeah, because they went first, didn't they? So, does it have the evolution? So, another Pokeball on their end. Staryu. And an energy, so kind of like, but see, they can't use supporter cards here, so even if it is a Professor's Research, they can't use it. They've stagnated their hand in such a way that they can't draw more than just one card per turn. So we've got our Mewtwo EX, we can put that down. We're going to put a Psychic Energy on Mewtwo, get that Mewtwo momentum going, and we're just going to Headache again on the Staryu. And we're just going to assume that it can evolve into a Starmie by next turn and then deal 90 damage, which is not great. We need a bit more back momentum. We can use the Ralts for just a stall if need be, because we haven't got any evolution cards on Ralts at the moment. And this is again a bit of a problem with the Psyduck deck right now. It's just too slow for slower decks like Mewtwo EX, because this would be a really bad situation right now if they had anything better than what they currently have on their hand. But either way, they can't use their cards, right? So we're just going to use another Headache, prevent them from using Misty or Professor's Research or Sabrina to try and get that Staryu out, our Psyduck out, and the different Pokemon in the front line. I'm going to put down the Ralts just in case Psyduck does go down, which it probably will do on the next turn. But again, stop that support card. All he's been able to do is put down 2 Water Energies and not use a single card. If we had Red Card right now, that would be amazing, because look how many cards he has in his hand and he can't even use them. Just another smack, Psyduck goes down. But at this point, you know, as long as we get a Ralts evolution, we've pretty much won. So we just put down our Mewtwo, we can just take out that Staryu. There's a potion. See, yet again, still waiting for a Ralts evolution just so we can use our Gardevoir, and not having much luck. But we can use Psychic Sphere to take down that Staryu. We'll see if that Staryu gets evolved into Starmie. But either way, we'll be able to use Side Drive for our final attack, and you know, they can't do anything about it. So what do they have? They can use support cards now. What they're going to use? So that's a Froakie. They finally got another basic Pokemon on the board. And there you go. Literally couldn't use a single card in their hand thanks to Headache, you know. Whether it be, you know, he's got 2 Misties, 2 Professor's Researchers. I don't think he'd be using anything else, maybe Sabrina, Giovanni, and the more the merrier for this type of deck. So this is a good win with Psyduck. It's still a bit too slow for Mewtwo decks. But either way, I think eventually this card will get very, very strong. So we'll only have to wait and see. But besides that, guys, if you want to check out more Pokemon videos, you can check out this one that should be appearing on the end screen now.